I think we can all agree that reading stuff and watching TV is all pretty fun. Except for whatever you're reading and watching is just like confusingly stupid. Like when the author tries to convince us that the main character and some other character has like a really good bond or friendship, when in reality the relationship is the epitome of garbage. We'll talk about you in another video. But that's besides the point. The main one I really want to talk about today is sparing the villains or trying to make them seem sympathetic or like as if we should feel bad for them, when in reality these guys are like the second coming of Satan. Like the author will really try to have you believe and really think that like if you look at them you shouldn't throw up and run in the other direction. It's as if like they're allergic to making someone pure evil or something, or like making them seem like they're pure evil. Like I worded that weird, but like hear me out here. Like for some reason they have such a big problem with us thinking, maybe these people are irredeemable monsters and we shouldn't like them. But then at the same time, the author will give you all the groundwork to completely hate the character and not like them whatsoever. Because at that point, it sounds like the author is also confused on what they want the bad guy in the story to be. But enough yapping, I got 3 examples here that I want to talk about. 2 are like overall the series and what they do with the villains. And the other one is just one example from the story because I'll be real, I couldn't think of any other ones on the spot and I just didn't feel like really digging into it. But the first series on the chopping block is My Hero Academia. Now, honestly, I got a lot of gripes with My Hero Academia, especially like with the characters, but as a whole, I do like it. I'm glad that I gave it a chance after the whole like Deku fandom hating thing. Well, I mean, everybody still hates the fandom, and I'll be real here. But like the main wave of hate towards My Hero Academia, that's what really drove me away from the series. Especially like the fandom. The fandom really drove me away. That was the main like factor in me not wanting to watch it. But ever since I gave it a chance, I really liked it. But right after the overhaul arc, it all fell off for me. I'll be honest, like every episode felt like a slog to get through for some reason. But like the whole Bakugo retrieval thing and what was it? Unlocking full cowling and fighting Stain. That stuff was cool, but everything else, I'm not gonna lie, just fell off for me. I couldn't handle it for some reason. But my main case in point here is that like for some reason in the final war arc, they just like randomly decided, actually we want to save all of the villains who have killed multiple people, especially Dabi, Toga, and Shigaraki, but we want to save especially those people. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, these people are out here killing and doing other heinous crimes, and you're thinking, yes, I'm gonna awaken the inner child, the little boy inside of him, the good little boy. Realistically, if you heard this come out of any other mouth, you would smack the shit out of them. Like, be for real here. Be for real here. You would not let that slide. As a matter of fact, one of the main points of the war was having to kill twice because of how dangerous his quirk really was after he got rid of his mental block. I saw someone bring this up in another video that I watched. I'm gonna put their whole channel up there on the screen now. Like, you should go check them out. But like, they really were making a good point there. Like, Hawks was really the MVP here. Be for real here. A lot more people would have died if not for Hawks. But here go the heroes still trying to save them as if they're redeemable at this point. No, they're not. Even if you did, like, let's say, for example, they did actually save the villains and get like them into containment or something, for example. There would be a lot of people advocating for revenge against the villains since they most likely had killed somebody close to them. You see it in like the first little big shot there with Shigaraki. He like decays the ground and a bunch of like stuff gets destroyed. Like, you see a bunch of heroes just die. Mountains get destroyed. Homes absolutely just collapse. Destroyed. And yet you expect people to be like fine with this nigga living? No. Especially, for example, if Hawks ended up still killing twice. Like, why is it that we kill just this one nigga and not the other like ringleader? It doesn't make sense. Kill the boss too. They're all almost as equally bad. And then the one thing that bugs me the most is how they're trying to like, the heroes are trying to save the villains and all that, especially like the ones, like specifically the ones they have like personal ties with, like Toga, Dabi, and Shigaraki. But like, it don't make sense since like these villains have been nothing but awful. Why do you for some reason have like a change of heart? Especially Deku and Ochako and Tsuyu, but like Tsuyu, if I remember, wasn't even really there. So Deku and Ochako. Ochako got pretty much traumatized by Toga, seeing her pretty much just beat down on Tsuyu and a bunch of other stuff that I didn't even see. She saw like her take over like a old woman's body. No, not take over. She took the form of an old woman, which we know how her quirk works. She definitely murked that old lady just to go say hi real quick. And most likely, Ochako knows how her quirk works. So like, why is it that now all of a sudden you want to save her? Man, and then especially since like, I'm an Ultra Rumble player. So I saw one of the like little images where it's like, Ochako had a dream of her and Toga, and then like wishing it could have ended differently. If I was Ochako, I would be dreaming, and every single time I would have a dream of Toga dying, I would smile. You traumatized me, you killed hella people, why should I feel bad for you? Really think about that for a second. And now let's look at the other one, which I would say is almost like arguably worse. Shigaraki and Deku. Now for some reason, Deku goes on this like little arc saying like, oh yeah, I wanna awaken the little boy inside of him, plus Ultra, and save him and stuff. But it's like, my nigga, in the USJ attack arc, whatever it's called, you nearly killed him. He almost did a 100% smash because he was scared his friend was gonna die. Really think about that for a second here. Now, I might sound a little jumbled in how I'm speaking, and I'm sorry about that, but like, I know I may sound like all over the place, but you can never get me to like the villains in My Hero Academia. Like, there's a multitude of reasons, but I'm not really gonna get on that right now. I'm gonna talk about that if I ever really talk about like the characters in My Hero Academia, other than the certain someone I'm gonna talk about next video. But the only two villains I really ended up liking was Shigaraki. Well, not two villains, three villains. Is Shigaraki, Mr. Compress, and Dabi. I mean, not Dabi. I keep saying the wrong things. Oh my gosh, I'm slow. Shigaraki, Twice, and Mr. Compress. I only like Shigaraki because I like doing his voice. I think it's funny. Twice because I thought he was a little funny in the series. And Mr. Compress because he's my main in Ultra Rumble. That's it. But if you were asking me whether we should spare these villains, like if it was up to me personally in the series, if we should let these villains go or like put them in captivity or just straight up kill them, I would obviously say just straight up kill them if you told me everything they've done. There's no way we could just let you walk out in the streets. Now, the next one we're going to be talking about is a little weird because it's not really a story, more like an episodic, like, adventure of the week type of deal. It's Batman and it's comics, and since it's a whole DC thing, DC Marvel, the way like villains or characters as a whole survive is completely based off their sales. Like, if a character that barely gets sales is on screen, they're either gonna die off or just get slowly like nudged out of existence and like slowly and quietly die out. And 9 times out of 10, they're not even gonna get a big deal about it. They're just gonna be gone. So honestly, I gotta give these characters I'm gonna talk about the benefit of the doubt because it's not really their series' fault, and also it's like it's not like really a story. If it's like mainly a story, then you're gonna have to expect something to like really have impact. But since this is like episodic, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, somebody could get brought back just as easily as they died. And now you all know what I'm mainly going to talk about. It's Batman's villains, but more specifically the Joker. Be real here. How many times do you need this nigga to do some heinous stuff, get sent to prison? Oh, no, do heinous stuff, get beat up by Batman. Batman hands him over to the cops. He gets sent to prison. He breaks out of that prison, does the heinous stuff again, and then a loop over and over for years at a time for somebody to finally realize, maybe we should take more drastic measures. At least put him in a more secure prison. They just put him in the same, like, sticks with, like, bubble gum keeping them in place, prison, and then expecting him not to get out. Like, at this point, I could get out of Arkham by myself. Like, I don't need no special gadgets. I just need to breathe on the place a little too hard and it's gonna fall apart like paper mache. And especially since if you're not a comic reader, which I'm not, I got this from another YouTuber, which I'm gonna put their whole channel right there on the screen now. I've been hearing the Joker has been getting stronger recently. Well, not recently, it's been over a few years, but now he's insanely smart, really good at fighting, has been a god, I think a few times now. And with the whole Absolute series, Absolute Universe I meant, he has a transformation and now has Batman's wealth. Like, and then that's the thing, since he's like undercover there, I understand why they're not doing much there. They don't know it's him. But still, in the mainline universe, what are y'all doing? He's getting stronger. Do something. Send him to at this point, just kill him. Just kill him. Like, I know go back to the main point of the video. We need to start killing these people. And then, like, the worst part is, with the Joker, they keep, like, whenever they actually do kill him, it's either not for long, or they'll have some, like, you shouldn't have done that type of storyline with it. Like, what is there to lose with Joker dying? As a matter of fact, there's way more to gain with him dying, rather than lose. Like, you know, the whole meme was like, world with thing and world without thing. World with Joker and world without Joker. But it's like the world before is exploding and the world after is heaven. Like, legitimately, you just show heaven. It's heaven. Every time the Joker gets closer to death is every time we get closer to God. Be real here. Now, honestly, you can say the same thing for all of Batman's villains, because they're honestly just Joker, but not as, like, violent and, like, extravagant as him, because they're not as popular as him. So that's why. Like, he's, like, each comic is just trying to outdo the heinous stuff he does in the last. So, really, you could just say the same thing for them, honestly. So I'm just gonna keep this short. We're just gonna move on now. Just last message, Joker is bad. Let's just kill him and call it a day in universe. But like outer universe, honestly, it's understandable why they don't kill him off really. It's episodic and it makes the money. So I don't really care. Now the next one we're going to talk about here is actually an exception. It's going to be just one main dude that I think should not have been let go and should not have been spared. Should have died and went to hell where he belongs. It's Orochimaru from Naruto. I'll be so honest. Like, first things first, that's not even really what he's known by anymore. He's mainly known as Diddy Maru now. What the fuck? Really think about that for a second. There is no reason on this planet you should ever have Diddy in your name. Known by anybody. Really think about that for a second. Now, I don't have to really talk about the heinous stuff he does, because he's a part of a really popular series. Pretty much everybody knows what he does. He touches kids, experiments on people. Like, one of the main things I wanted to bring up is how he was really just snatching random niggas off the street and experimenting on them. Like, just imagine being in the Hidden Leaf Village one day, minding your own business. You get roofied, wake up in a sex dungeon, and die. I could never go out like that, bro. And then, like, think about the funeral. They're gonna be on the funeral like, yeah, bro, how'd he die? They found him in Diddy Maru's sex dungeon, bro. Nobody even knows what really happened, bro. They just found him with like 5 things up his butt. And wood sticking out his eyes. Oh my gosh. Somebody help my baby. Now see, like, look, me personally, I can never go out like that. Like, imagine that. I can never die by Diddy Maru shoving like 5 things up my butt, bro. I can't. Lock him up. Just lock him up. Now, before I get too heated on this, like, I heard recently that he died. I don't know if this is true, and I honestly don't feel like researching it for the answer, but do with that information what you will. I pray that he actually is. Somebody just like whatever ring of hell he's in, I pray that he don't end up inadvertently liking it because he has like a pain fetish or something. And like, they really pardon him because he helped out in the war a little bit. Like, that means he real deal could have been walking out in the streets of Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village, I don't care, next to children, bro. Oh, like, imagine if you're an adult in that world, and your child could have been near Denimaru. He was probably like, hey, little kid, I'm new around these parts. You mind showing me where the donut factory is? Donuts, I just love the hole in it, especially when it's small, fresh, grippy, and tight. Mister, I don't feel safe around you. I don't care. Can you tell me where the donut factory is? I need an adult. I am an adult. Alright, so I think I've gotten my main point across here, that these writers don't really seem to know how to write villains that should be redeemed. Like, they'll go out of their way to make them do the worst of the stuff in the series, and then expect us to believe, yes, we should not kill them, and we should let them live, and keep doing the same thing over and over again, or let them complete whatever goal they have. No, that's stupid. Like, how many genocides need to be committed? How many people need to be hurt before we realize, like, yeah, this is a pretty bad person. We should probably stop them in a way, in a, like, solution that's, like, permanent. I'm not saying we should go killing people willy-nilly, but there's gotta be a limit somewhere. Like, somewhere, at least. But, whatever, that's all I got to say. I got more plans in the future, especially for my next video. The main person I want to talk about, I could go on for hours about them, but that's for the next video. Big plans coming. Hopefully I'm not too lazy to bring them around. Anyways, have a good day. God bless.